Man, you're going all in with the music today, man. You got the nice joints going on, man. You got the good hip hop, old school, old style.
Yes,
I
sir,
love
man.
it, man. So,
Oh,
where do we start?
by going live, man.
We're live, bro.
Oh shit, we're live. Okay,
Yeah, we're
there we
live,
go.
man. We're live. We're
Welcome,
just doing our
folks.
thing right now, man.
All right, man.
We're
Well,
just
yo,
doing our
listen, we
thing.
gotta
Yeah.
we gotta address a very important topic here. It's
Which
frankly,
is,
is it late? Is it too late?
it could be for some people, man. It could be for some people, to be honest with you.
You know what though, man? If you just extend your time horizon, then you're not too late.
That's true, and that's what we are talking about before, man. To be honest with you, because everybody asks whether they should start jumping into crypto, right? When things are all-time highs, but when things are dropping heavy, right, and everything is in the red, and you're looking at 50%, sale on a lot of the. Holy shit, we got 39 people watching, man. That's crazy.
Welcome, folks. Welcome,
Welcome,
folks.
people.
I
Welcome. We
think the
just started
clickbait
this.
title worked, man. Good on
It's
you.
it's 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 your idea. If you guys didn't like the
Right.
the thumbnail, it's definitely Brendan that did this whole thing, man.
Yeah, man. Feel free to give me credit for good ideas. I'll take
Hundred
it.
percent, 100%.
Yeah. Well, look, folks. I don't know where this is stemming from you, but look, we've been talking to a lot of like normies as of recent in terms of crypto. I mean, both in our
That's
personal
true.
lives and kind of just that kind of thing. So, I mean, man, are you late into crypto right now?
Hell no.
Hell no. Fuck no.
Hell no. And that's what we're discussing yesterday. If you're new to the channel and this is the first time you see this, welcome to the Millionaire of the Moon talk show, I guess, new episode. Me and Brendan here, Messin and Brendan. And yeah, there's a lot, a lot of questions. Like I'm getting a lot of text messages from my friends too. Like, should I get in or is it whatever? And, look, we're in this for the long term. We're in this for the next 5, 10 years, if not more. And if you're looking at your investment in that kind of horizon, then honestly we're very new. I think even with everything blown up, all these different coins that already hit all-time highs and they're still pushing right now, I still think, man, we're too early. We're too early for a chain link all-time highs, too early for an Ethereum all-time highs. Even we're at the 4K right now. It's way too early, man. So stop thinking about it too much. Not financial advice, but you're way too early.
Man, Wall Street just decided to FOMO in like what last week with that Bitcoin ETF.
Oh yeah.
Like, is it too late to get into stocks? Well, I would say yeah, actually. But point is, like, the big money bags are just starting to wake up, and and they're focusing all their efforts on Bitcoin. I mean,
Right.
wait until they find out what's going on with Ethereum, DeFi, smart contract layer one protocols. Like, I mean, folks, it's game set match. We're so early, still in crypto, and that's why I find it pretty funny when people complain about a dip with whatever their favorite altcoin is. It's like, honestly, man, in my opinion, if you're complaining right now about a dip in whatever altcoin you like, you just don't know what you're holding and you
That's
don't
true.
know the state of the market.
That's
Because,
true.
man, Ethereum just put in a new all-time high. Did you seen
Yesterday,
this?
how crazy is that? Yeah, I saw it. I
Yeah,
saw it. I saw Ethereum
yeah.
yesterday. It's been pushing. There's been nothing with like nothing. It's actually, what are we at right now? Oh man, 4,477.
Yeah.
That's crazy, people. I don't know if you guys watching Ethereum right now, but we literally put out all-time highs, new all-time highs yesterday. The previous all-time highs were at the 4,370. Today's candle, we're looking at 4,465. And goddamn, man, look, that's what I was gonna say. We're gonna look at the chart for you guys. If you have any, specific coins you want us to take a look at, let us know in the chats below. I see someone asking for dot link ADA is where the hedge funds will start really buying. Maybe we're just
Yeah, I
gonna
think
see
so.
whatever everybody's looking at. But again, man, this is you actually brought up a very good point, in my
I
opinion.
always bring up great points, but please go ahead.
Like maybe once in a blue moon, right? But
Once a
I'll
blue
give you
moon,
credit for this one.
yeah.
What I'm trying to say is, if you're asking if whether you should jump in or no right now, then that means that you actually don't understand what crypto is all about fundamentally. You don't know what Chainlink is. You don't know what Chainlink's doing. You don't know what Ethereum is doing fundamentally. What those are, because if you really know, then you wouldn't really be asking. Any price you get into right now should be like a good price if you're looking at this from the future, man.
Yeah. Again, folks, like if you have a very short-term mentality, then this kind of conversation might not benefit you.
At
But
all.
fuck the short term, folks. The short term has always brought the greatest risk and the least rewards. So why is anyone in crypto trying to optimize or care about the short term? Man, whenever I see someone who's long term investing and they're worried, oh, the day to day, oh, this dropped 20%. I'm like, you're long term investing. You're stop trying to optimize for the short term that has the greatest risk, the most volatility, and the least rewards.
That's
the
true.
long term is where it's at, man. And
Let them know, brother.
man, if we're talking about high quality cryptos, Ethereum, Chainlink, Polkadot, Cardano, and arguably Solana, we can go into that, but it is still so early days, folks. Wall Street just figured out what crypto was last week. They just figured this out, folks. Is it too late to hop onto the greatest, newest economic revolution in the world and the fastest growing asset class in the world? No, it is not too late. We are, in fact, early. What percentage of the global population is in crypto? Not a lot. And what percentage could be in one day? A lot. Yeah. So, folks, we're extremely early.
Yeah, I'm just sharing this link to the Twitter here, man. My bad.
I shared it.
Keep going.
I took care of this shit, man. Yeah, man.
Shit, man.
I shared it to the Discord,
game,
shared it to Twitter. Yeah, man.
Man, never mind.
Yeah. So I see Justin Jones saying, VeChain, would you guys suggest waiting for VET to break 1380 cents? Is a very good question. Resistance and then retest it as support buying. RSI seems high on the 4-hour time frame, but the daily seems low. Can we take a look at VeChain? Because VeChain
let's take a look at VeChain, man.
Is doing a lot of very, very interesting stuff.
Just gonna show your screen.
Yeah. So I have VeChain right here. Let me just make sure I have the right indicators pulled up as well, because you mentioned the 4 hours. So let's take a look at the 4 hour.
VeChain's been interesting.
Yeah,
it's not moving as slow as everyone, or the way we used to see it before. I think VeChain's kind of, and Chris was talking about Crow. Crow's wilding out. I bought more Crow today, man. Long time, guys. You're doing well. Dolphin Fan 73, thank you for being here. Chris, thanks. Matt Damon. What's Matt Damon doing with Crow, man? I guess they probably.
Oh, by the way, did you not see that? Matt Damon did a commercial for Crypto.com. You not see that? Oh, man, I was going to send that to you the other day because this guy loves Crypto.com. Yo, you're going to get us taken off YouTube, man.
No, this is a drill.
Yeah, it's a drill. Yeah, relax, YouTube gods. But look, man. Yeah. He made a commercial. Look, I don't know what Buddy's over here saying. The 4 hour looks pretty good. Even the 12 hour on VeChain looks good. I mean, the only thing that doesn't look great is the daily, but aside from that, everything looks pretty good. Shorter time frames, indicator wise. And look, Buddy brought up a very good point here. 1380 to about 14 cents, I do think is a very critical zone. Ultimately, though, again, like if you're trying to find a really good entry for VeChain, then sure, I guess it would make sense. You could wait for VeChain to flip 14 cents into support and wait to see if we get a couple daily candles closing above it. But look, man.
Don't try to time this shit. Don't try to time
Why are you trying to time a couple percent move? VeChain is one of the most fundamentally undervalued plays in all of the top 50, in my opinion. I mean, folks, we have Polkadot, we have Cardano, we have Solana, we have L1, we have all these great high caps, all in price discovery, and people are FOMOing into it. Meanwhile, VeChain is over here, a great fundamentally undervalued protocol. How far away from its all-time highs, and people are trying to time. It's 50% away from its all-time highs, and people are trying to time a couple percent move for their entry.
That's right. Man, that's what I think, man. Like, let's not try to time the market. A lot of the times, we actually do these. We analyze the chart and see, if we break out out of this is gonna happen. If we don't break out of this, or we fall below this specific level, then it's gonna drop. And that's when we're actually trying to, maybe swing trade this. A lot of the times, I'm trying to make money on VeChain's next move for the next couple of weeks, and I'm selling. But do I have, like when you're looking at Fiverr, you gotta understand, like, are you trying to like invest in crypto, right? Or do you want to just have you just want to ride this bull run? Or is it something where you want to ride the next 6 months? These are the questions you'd ask. And if it's not, even if, let's say if you're looking at this and you're looking, you want to get into VeChain right now and it's sitting at the 13 cent, 14 cent region. And if you're looking for VeChain very long term, even if it drops back down to here 50%, that shouldn't really matter to you. It would be nicer if you actually get in here. And that's what we've been doing. We've been accumulating VeChain ever since here. And every single drop we get, we accumulate more VeChain because we do understand the chart and we can kind of afford to get at a better price. but don't try to time the market, But so far, looks like we have a breakout for Vechain. Looks like we see some sort of follow through from the buyers. Looks like we, broke above, came back down to retest at the breakout. Now we're pushing up, and now we really need to see the buyers jump in, and Vechain could do something like this, for example, right? Like something like this, and then we need for another maybe a micro breakout to move to the upside. But things are looking good for Vechain. Yeah, like I wouldn't really wait for a movement to the upside. But then again, that's not financial advice, and what do I know, right?
Right, and this kind of talk is specifically more geared to like kind of long term. Like if you're trying to capitalize on Vechain, like this bull market, next bull market, then an entry right now shouldn't really matter. And I'd also want to say that our talk of an entry not mattering so much right now is also backed by price action here. So I'm going to go to my screen here real quick. Folks, like Vechain has been seeing multiple layers of bullishness where we constantly break above critical trend lines and then keep trending up, like constant, we keep breaking out of these major resistance levels with these trend lines here. We're back above the 200 daily exponential, the 200 exponential moving average on the 6 hour, this blue line here, which has historically been an extremely relevant moving average for Vechain. So we're back above certain inflection points that if you're a long-term investor, worrying about a couple percent difference on your entry right now, if you're a long-term investor and if you're not trying to mid-term swing trade or short-term trade, does it really matter if Vechain is going to enter price discovery at one point? Worrying about a couple percent right now, I don't know, man. I would personally, yeah. If I didn't have my bag of Vechain already, I would just be buying now personally.
Yeah, no, and I've been adding to mine. To be honest, things are moving, things are growing, and then recently, not a lot of big news, I guess. But if you guys didn't, if you saw what's been happening, they had like some sort of a partnership with DHL, but for NFTs in general. And if you don't know what DHL is, they're an international shipping company, very big, very huge. And it is just an NFT thing, but just the fact that they're in communication, right? Just the fact that I feel like that's foreshadowing some future utilization of what Vechain is. Vechain is tracking shipments and quality control, better supply chain management. DHL would 100% find some sort of benefit in that, and the fact that they kind of they're kind of getting their feet wet with this whole NFT thing with Vechain is pretty big as well. So this is the risk. You wanna get in, you wanna wait 15-20% price, lower price, or better price. You could always do that, and but it would be kind of some sort of you're rolling the dice with it overall. You need to, if you're looking for very long term, then you got to reassess the way you're looking at this. But man, nonetheless, Vechain is looking nice, and I see you pulled up crypto.com. That's my favorite, bro.
Yeah. So just to wrap up on Vechain, if Vechain is going to go to 50 cents to $1, does buying at 13.5 cents or 13 cents really matter?
Nah. It don't.
So yeah. Look, man, crypto.com has been something you've been buying up a lot as of recent.
Crypto.com is the biggest scam, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, man, you better. Are you trying to FUD Crow so you can buy more cheaper price?
No, obviously.
By the way, bro, I've been thinking about doing this. I'm obviously not going to do it because it's like probably maybe not legal, but I've been really heavily thinking about coordinating a massive FUD campaign around Hex, specifically so I can buy the dip. Like I want to start reaching out to a bunch of these YouTubers.
It's already, you got the biggest shit about Hex, dip right now,
but
man.
I want more. I want to reach out to these YouTubers who talk shit about Hex and have them all on the channel. Let's all at once just talk mad shit about Hex, and we can call it like sell me your Hex event. Like it'll be like sell me your Hex live stream. We'll bring on Peter McCormick. We'll bring on all these guys. And we'll all FUD Hex all at once, all together. That way, you can sell me your Hex cheap because I want to buy plenty of cheap.
Bro, it's at like 20 cents right now. I think you already got a bit of a dip to work with right now, man.
I know, but like imagine buying it at 10 cents. That'd be amazing.
That's true. That's true, man. That's true here. What do we got? Crypto.com. Back to crypto.com. Things are moving, man. Things are moving. And man, what are you thinking about the price action here? I'm really excited for this thing, to be honest.
You know what I'm seeing here?
Huh? If you say cup and handle, bro, I'm about to break this whole table.
I actually do say cup and handle. I'm so glad you brought that up. That's not what I was going to say, but now that you said it, I'm going to bring it up because it's very, very, very clear. But while I'm drawing this, just allow me a second to further describe the bullishness of what we're seeing here with Crow. Because aside from this cup and handle, we're seeing nothing but macro higher lows and higher highs right there, you motherfucker.
No, I just logged into the crypto.com website, man. My
Yeah.
boy Matt
Okay.
Damon is looking hot.
Yeah.
He's on the
Yeah.
website, yeah.
Yeah. But look, man, look at this. Macro higher low, macro higher low, macro higher low. What else? Macro higher high, macro higher high. And it looks like we're attempting to put in a higher high in the near term here, man. And I would not be surprised if in the near term Crow either tests all-time highs or puts in a new all-time high.
100%. Can I say something real quick?
Yeah,
if you don't
please.
mind?
Go ahead.
I don't even know why I'm asking you permission, but this is our boy. Look how handsome he is with the crypto.com, man. Look at this is actually crazy. But not only that, man. I don't know if you guys know about this, but let me just show you something real quick. You know, sorry we didn't bring all this up, but check this shit out, man. I don't want to be too excited for this, but where is it at? All the UFC, so the crypto.com actually had a partnership with UFC, and then all their fighters are now the whole package, the jersey or whatever you want to call it, has a crypto.com logo on it. And even if you guys watch McGregor and what's his name? Forgot his name. Dustin Poirier, they also had, anyways, what I'm trying to say is the whole ring now is like these guys are making a lot of partnerships, and things are going to look really good. They got, they understand marketing. They know what marketing money should be spent at. And I really think that this price action is really going to start changing, man. This right here, crypto.com, we've been really excited for what crypto.com holds. And even some sort of price prediction, man, I think it's pretty clear how the chart kind of moves, there's a bit of it's kind of weird to me, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie, like how things are moving. I feel like there's a lot of token burning that's probably happening as well in the back, which I remember.
Well, that's what I was gonna say, man. Before. We had on February the 22nd, we had the largest token burn in history. I think they burned like half of their supply or even more.
When was that exactly?
Sorry? It was February the 22nd. I'm looking up right now. 70 billion crow was burned, which is I think is this massive run up here.
That's actually pretty good. So it's probably they're probably having some sort of anyways. But the biggest thing, guys, with everything with Binance, being banned in a lot of places, and we gotta know who holds the wallet and who got the account and all that. And sorry, crypto.com's biggest aim is to actually be very regulatory friendly, and the way they're moving is like the way Coinbase is actually as well moving. And where I'm at right now, Binance is banned. Where we're at, Binance is banned, and not crypto.com, because they really have a good relationship with the regulators and all that. So that's a pretty big one, man. Specifically when we're talking about exchange coins and exchange tokens, you really need to look at what the relationship is with the government, how they're maneuvering the law and all that. And I think crypto.com is doing a very, very, very good job. And look at this nice green candle, man. But nonetheless, if we're looking at some sort of, I know you're the Fibonacci extension guy here. I feel like sometime soon here, we're looking at some sort of 30-cent crow in the short term. Long term, man, I'm looking somewhere close to the, $3 to $4 region within the next couple of, I would say years or so.
You say dollars or cents there?
Huh?
You say dollars?
Dollar, man.
Okay, shit. Yeah. Well, look, man, I think a couple years down the road, that's definitely not at all unreasonable. Yeah. And man, even more so, just to go on my screen briefly here, aside from fibs, I mean, price action tells you everything, folks. Like, no need to get fancy. Look at this weekly candle. If we close within the next 1 day and in 2 hours above 21 cents, then this will be the highest ever weekly candle close. And this thing looks primed to enter price discovery, in my opinion. Same thing with the monthly. If in the next, 1 day and 20 hours here, sorry. If we close above 20 cents, 21 cents, closing above 21 cents within the next, kind of 2 days here would be extremely bullish for Crow. And I think would lead it to have a very bullish November and December.
That's crazy, man. That is crazy. I see Christopher saying, it's got a very bright future. Also crypto.com logo on all Philadelphia 76ers jersey. Yeah, that's pretty good, man. That's pretty. Yeah. Who won a slot in was it Coinbase? I think they won a slot in the Super Bowl main advertisement panel or something like
Crow?
that. Not really. No, Coinbase. I think it was Coinbase.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure.
But sports Coinbase is where it's at,
man. Their stocks have been doing very well too, by the way.
Are they now?
Oh, dude, yeah. So I owned some coin for a second, some Coinbase stock, but I was like, the opportunity cost of having any funds in stocks is just way too high. But yeah, the stock for Coinbase is doing very well. And I think as long as we can hang on to like fucking 300, we're probably set for continuation.
That does look like that. Oh, FTX. Yes, it was actually FTX.
FTX, yeah, they've been killing it too. Yeah.
Thanks, Dylan. Appreciate it, man. Mesh was wrong. FTX. I guess I was wrong.
Messin is very wrong. Mesh is wrong all the time. Yo, I'm gonna start calling you Mesh from now. That is great. Mesh.
That's crazy. Yeah, Dylan, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth, buddy.
Yo, by the way, man, how can we not mention this? So Ethereum is entering price discovery here
as we speak.
As what? Yeah, as we speak, literally, man. Look, new all-time highs, and we're sitting above it. So, look, I want to discuss this. Take a second to discuss this because the fact that Ethereum's at all-time highs and Bitcoin isn't, I think, could actually be a little bit worrisome. I don't know how you feel about this, man, because this just seems like unsustainable for me. Having Ethereum at all-time highs and Bitcoin not, it just seems like a short-term pump that's unsustainable.
That's true, and I think it's very important for us to look at the pairs right now and look at the total market cap. Total market cap right now for the whole space, how much do you think it is? 2.6. You're wrong. 2.638 trillion.
Yeah.
Right? And then all-time highs from before. So if we do this, look at my screen here. All-time highs when everything was really at all-time highs, whereas somewhere closer to what? 2.5, 2.56, something like that. So now we're kind of breaking above it, nothing crazy. And then now we can kind of compare the charts and see what's happening, right? If we're looking at right now, Bitcoin kind of moved up a bit. Ethereum is pushing up heavily. So what do you think, man? Is this some sort of like token, not token, but like the dollars kind of being redistributed across different things here now?
That's exactly
is this really sustainable or no?
That's exactly what it is. But yeah, we're folks, like the Ethereum Bitcoin pairing has a lot of sway on the US dollar value of both Bitcoin and Ethereum, but not just the US dollar value, but the timing of when things pump. Folks, there's a reason why Bitcoin always moves first, and then Ethereum, and then the other altcoins, and it's largely due to the pairings. And so Bitcoin entered price discovery, then fell right back down. Ethereum's going to enter price discovery, and without Bitcoin in price discovery as well, I think there's a chance that it might not be sustainable. It would be very, very weird, in my opinion, if we saw Ethereum maintaining a price discovery without Bitcoin there as well. In my opinion. And just to focus on Bitcoin here in the short term very briefly, we're looking at a 4-hour chart of Bitcoin right now. And I think for Bitcoin to see a bullish continuation, we would really want to see higher time frame candles, maybe a 4-hour open and close above 63,700 in my opinion. I think we've clearly defined a zone of support / resistance. Here it was support, here resistance, here resistance. So we're breaking out of this channel now, which is great. But in order to see that continuation, I would really want to see higher time frame candles opening and closing above 63,700. Once we get that, then Bitcoin could, hopefully test all-time highs in a price discovery as well. And once we do that, then I would feel comfortable with Ethereum, because right now with Ethereum at all-time highs and in price discovery just by itself, it seems to me a little bit precarious. It seems to me a little bit unsustainable.
Maybe just some sort of excitement, Bitcoin pump, Ethereum is about to pump. So we got some buyers pushing in, and then they're hoping for the best.
Seems like money rotating the market.
Yeah. No, definitely, man. And look, we talked about this previously. I mean, like, we are all excited, and things are pushing up, and things are. By the way, I don't know if I showed you, but like, I've been really looking at some, more of this. If you remember all of this, you know what I'm saying?
What is this?
All the hex addresses and stuff like that.
Oh,
and
okay.
I got into the rabbit hole again, man. Guys, if you guys don't know, we've been, a lot of hex posts here and there, man. A lot of uploads here and there talking about hex, and we really do we got a lot to say. We got some things to talk about.
Yeah, so let's talk about hex for a second here.
Oh shit. Okay. Damn. Go ahead. My bad.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were finished.
No, go ahead.
All right. Well, I was just saying, like, you're right. We have been posting a lot about hex recently. I've been buying hex quite a bit. I've been very bullish on it. I see someone here in the comments saying I sold my hex bag. That's frankly extremely tragic in my opinion, although that's not financial advice. You do you, boo. I just think that's going to be probably the worst financial decision you've made in your life, especially for a long-term holder. But hey, I could be wrong. But look, man, as much as we can be very bullish on hex, and as much as I think we both find hex very interesting, there are some real risks behind hex. So you just brought this up, and I'm glad you did. So if you want, can we take a second to maybe frame this issue and then maybe talk about this? What's going on with the hex addresses specifically?
Sure. I would just want to literally just us to finish quickly everything we talked about with like, or just like wrap up the
Sure. Yes.
Ethereum, Bitcoin,
Let's do it.
and
Yeah.
then we'll talk about like scam coins and all that in a second. So
Yeah.
so Bitcoin, right? All
Mm.
we're saying right now, guys, so we just wrap it up. I know you guys don't really like it when we talk about Bitcoin much, so we're just saying I really think we're gonna spend some time here. You know, don't let the extreme excitement just get to your head right away. Dylan brought up, not Dylan, Chill Money brought up a very good point here. You know, he's really chill because he's saying, look, man, you know, people are so clueless. No one knows what's gonna happen for the prices next, and Ethereum could go to 10K tomorrow for all we know. I think Hex is overrated. There's a good reason it's not listed in any major exchange. Look, Chill Money, you sound like you're not so chill, man. You're taking shots of Brendan here, and we don't want to get him pissed off right now. So just give us a second, man. Give us a second.
I'm
Okay?
I'm
Give
not
me a
at all
break.
upset, folks. Your misunderstanding ultimately just hurts yourself. I'm out here trying to help people.
Boom, boom, boom. See, that's what you asked for, Chill Money.
Yeah.
But anyways, man. So yeah, look, quickly with Bitcoin, I really think we're gonna spend some time here for a bit. You know, just like how we're having here. Look, we have an impulse. We come back down for a bit, another impulse, and then form this ascending triangle. This we're kind of having the same thing here. Where impulse come back down, a heavier impulse. You know, more parabolic to the upside. Not a lot of selling like we're having over here. And sometime sooner, I think there must be some sort of a fifth wave that's going to happen. But we just need to wait on what kind of pattern is going to develop somewhere here. But nonetheless, man, it's not only about the chart. We know what's been happening with institutions. Facebook recently talking about building their own, what is it, metaverse or whatever. We're gonna have NFTs,
NFTs, crypto. Yep.
And if you have NFTs, you're most likely gonna have wallets as well, right?
Yep.
Crypto wallets and all that. So things are looking good. It's not only about the price action, what we're gonna break up or down. You're right, but fundamentally things are looking good, and I really do think that we're probably gonna spend some time here before we have some sort of a breakup to the upside. So you're concerned with ETH being somewhere close to the top here, with Bitcoin still kind of stagnating a bit. I think that's valid, brother, man.
Yeah, I think so. And like with Buddy over here saying ETH could go to 10K overnight. Actually, no. Like, it's actually extremely unlikely that Ethereum just continues to rocket through price discovery without Bitcoin first doing so. So look, there actually are things we can look out for to understand the probability of things. So as long as Bitcoin is not in price discovery, I think it's very precarious that Ethereum is.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I agree, man. So look, man, I know you're itching to talk about Hex. It's like cocaine to you. So what are we saying here, man? What did you want to say?
You brought it up.
I did not.
You did. You brought up the Hex addresses.
Whatever, man.
Okay. So look, folks, I think I can do a much better job of framing this than Messin can. Messin actually discovered something insanely interesting and potentially very bearish behind Hex. Like, folks, I bet you me and Messin could do a far better job of criticizing and describing the risk with Hex than any of these fudsters, because they're all morons and none of them know what they're talking about. But Messin over here has recently uncovered something that could be very potentially concerning with Hex. So look, man, do you want to maybe frame some of what you frame the situation?
Yeah, I feel like it's like that was mainly kind of my like majority of my job. What I worked before was basically like analyzing data, like that, big data and stuff. And like, I guess like maybe we'll have some sort of video talking about all those things we talked about. Maybe we're wrong, we never really know, but we definitely have some questions. But yeah, no, we just kind of I would say some sort of fishy activity with the addresses associated with the Hex entity. And that being whatever the hell it is, I'm not saying that it's a scam. I'm not saying it's it's going to zero. Anything can happen in crypto, man. But what I'm saying is, yeah, we did analyze some sort of addresses associated with the Hex entity. We saw some money being moved around in a very weird way, interacting with selling and buy orders on exchanges. And we just had some questions. So that's what it mainly is. I don't want to really jump to conclusions fully, but we do see that activity, and I think, you know, even if you try to ask for some sort of clarifications, I'm pretty sure no one would be able to clarify it, you know, from the Hex entity. But you know,
I don't know, man.
a
Who
good,
knows?
yeah,
I
it's,
think we
if
might be
they're
able to get some
willing to,
clarification one
then
day.
hit your boy up, man.
Yeah. So do you want to delve into that further? Or do you kind of want to just tease the people with
I would just say maybe you might get arrested. I don't know if you're talking about me or about Richard, but maybe I would say maybe we'll have some sort of like, well, like, because I have everything everywhere. You get what I'm saying? Like I have like
Okay.
almost like
All right.
1,000 spreadsheets
Yeah,
with all
yeah.
this bullshit of, you know. But anyways, yeah, I would say maybe if you guys want to talk about that at one point, maybe we should. We'll have some sort of video or live stream dedicated for that specifically. And I think it's pretty interesting, man. I think it's pretty interesting.
I think it is pretty interesting, and I think we owe the people maybe kind of summarizing a little bit of what we just brought up, because it's kind of just to tease them and not really summarize is maybe a bit unfair. So, folks,
Definitely.
what we're saying is Messin has uncovered some potentially sketchy or unanswered activity with wallets associated with the Hex. I don't know how would you describe it,
Say
team or
entity.
with the Hex entities buying and selling Hex. So I don't think, again, feel free to clarify at any point here. I don't think we've reached any conclusions yet, but there sure seems to be some questions worth asking here. So
Definitely, no, 100%. Yeah, and we do have the addresses. We know what's going where. We did some sort of mapping out of what's connected to what, right? And yeah, maybe we'll present and see what the people think. But let us know, guys, in the chats. You know, if that's something you're actually interested in, or not, man.
And look, man, I'd also say, as bullish as we can be on anything, it's very important to not be dogmatic, have a nuanced point of view, be able to weigh and understand the risks and the pros and the cons. And so, I mean, man, I'm more than happy to keep pursuing this and folks, and have a well-rounded understanding of any protocol, of any project, have an understanding of both the risks and the cons here. So, look, man, if you want, maybe we can take a moment to talk about the Hex price action and maybe some of the buy side stuff.
And I see some people also talking about Cube and some other stuff. If you guys want to talk about specific coins, also let us know. We'll delve into those right after Hex here, man. Yeah,
sure. All right, man. So look, talking about Hex price action looks terrible, looks dog shit on Hex. We're getting macro lower lows, lower highs, breaking support levels. I think retesting this trend line at or around 20 cents makes a lot of sense, in my opinion. But why is this happening? Well, folks, Hex is one of the only cryptos with a chart. I think it might be the only one with a chart of future market supply, where if you go to hex.vision, you can actually see when there's large clusters of future unstakes happening with Hex, and therefore when you can actually time and literally see when there's going to be more selling pressure with Hex. And right now we're looking at a chart of future unstakes with Hex starting here in November, going all the way starting here in October, going all the way to November and December as well, and actually the new year. So we can actually see that there has been large clusters of unstakes happening all throughout October. But one of the largest clusters of unstakes in history is happening November the 1st and November the 2nd. So if we're asking ourselves, hey, why has Hex been going down so much as of recent? It's because Hex is entering a period where we have the largest cluster of unstakes and thus selling pressure that we've seen throughout its history. Where if we go back to actually, I don't want to go to the full screen chart quite just yet, man. But look, do you have anything to say here? Anything to add to what we're seeing? Or
no, I'm saying, like, yes, I think it's like a pretty good tool to understand what's hitting the market sometime soon. You know, when you see a bunch of stakes that are gonna be probably introduced back to the market, some people made some money on it, and they're gonna sell it or no. You know, that depends on whatever. But all you know is that there's more and more coins hitting the market. And I think for this month it was somewhere close to what, like 5 billion, 5.2 billion hexes for this month.
So we have 570 million Hex being unstaked November the 1st, and then 556 million Hex being unstaked November the 2nd. And then the largest cluster aside from that will be, what is this? This is December the 17th, 659 million Hex. And I do want to take a second, if you're okay with it, to zoom out just to
Yeah.
get people a sense of perspective, because this is the largest cluster of unstakes in history with Hex. So if I just click the right button, bear with me a second here, folks. Here's from now. Update. Here we go. So right now we're looking at a future chart of unstakes 15 years down the road. So this is all the way out into 2036. So this really gives you a perspective of the size of the unstakes. So if we zoom in all the way over here to where we're at right now, this is October, folks. This is October right here, and this is November. And we can see that October, November has the largest cluster of unstakes in Hex's history. So if you're wondering why we're seeing this, this downward price action with Hex, it's very likely because we have the most selling pressure that Hex will ever have in its history this month and next month.
That's true. That's true. And that's the thing, because, all these stakers are getting paid inflation, with everything, with everything, what inflation is, it's supposed to kind of affect the value of the, whatever, it's going to affect the price appreciation, right? Because we're introducing more and more to the market. With Hex, it's being locked. And with stakers, so that's getting kind of delaying sell pressure, delaying the effect of inflation overall on the value of what Hex is, on the value of the price of Hex. And now this tool kind of allows you to check out and see, like, hey, if we're dropping, then most likely there's a bunch of stakes that just ended, and if those are not going to be re-staked it's mostly going to be reintroduced to the market as more selling pressure, and just helps you to gauge. But let us know in the chats, if you guys are in Hex or no, if you guys are what are your thoughts? Chill Money, we know what your thoughts are, so you can probably have a seat, man. But if
and
you
we
guys
do
have any
appreciate
ideas,
your perspective, by the way. So, folks, look, we're confident in our understanding, and so we speak directly. But we love hearing you guys' point of view. We appreciate all you guys being here. It's always important to get feedback from the community, so we understand how we're being received and how we can better formulate our thoughts and be more concise. So we always appreciate the hell out of you guys.
And maybe, man, I don't feel like I ever kind of explained what my position on Hex is, but like in a nutshell, I think there is some sort of opportunity there. Like if I'm being completely honest, I don't really think I ever talked about Hex whatsoever,
no, you
like
didn't.
on the channel, like publicly. But this is how I see it, man. I see it as if it's more of a I see the community. I see how they're strongly connected, freaking cult. But I get that, we're all excited. So there's that. The other thing I would add is, I see the opportunity just for me at least, right? Forget about everybody else. Forget about this being an investment or no, whatever the case might be. I do see that there is some sort of opportunity there. I don't see fully yet the value in staking this, participating in staking so far, but I do see
the
a
whole
value
point,
in.
man.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I that's just it for me. Like I do see why people would get excited for staking in general. I don't see that for me, but I do see some sort of value in holding it, because I know some people are staking it, because I know they are committing to not selling this for long periods of time, and that in return, allows me to be able to buy this and hold it, not really sell it, but I still don't see the value in staking overall. That's where I see my position so far with Hex.
I find that so very deeply funny because, folks, whether you like it or not, Hex was the best performing crypto in the last 2 years. It did an 8,000x price growth in less than 2 years. And the reason why it did that is because the purpose of Hex is to be a store of value that appreciates in value over time. And it does that through incentivizing certain behaviors, where Hex, all really Hex is just a kind of a fancy inflation distribution mechanism that has some mechanisms to incentivize price appreciation. That's really more or less what it is. And so in Hex, you're forever incentivized to stake your Hex, which removes circulating supply, which adds buying pressure, which causes the price to go up, because in return you get more inflation, more interest in Hex. With the bigger and longer and earlier you stake, the more interest you will earn. And since the market presumably is full of speculators, and speculators understand that this thing is designed, has mechanisms that incentivize price appreciation. Well, if you can get more of the thing that's designed to go up in value, well, that's probably pretty valuable. So that's literally what Hex is, folks. Hex is literally a crypto that's designed to appreciate in value. And look, it's had many substantial, massive pullbacks in the past, 60% pullbacks, 80% pullbacks, 70% pullbacks. And folks, that's not a bug. It's a feature. It's built into the system. So,
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like it's not doesn't for me at least I just don't see value in participating me myself in the staking mechanism. Like if we're saying that, hey, I want to be able
you
to
don't see value in having more of something that appreciates in value.
No, because I value the dollar value behind it. I value my investment in dollars. Like I don't really care how much X I fully have besides just having what's the dollar? What can I buy with this? Right?
But
how's that gonna be? How much is that gonna grow? That's how I look at it.
I'm very confused by this perspective, man, to be very honest with you. Because look,
Why?
if Hex is indeed designed to go up, and of course, if we have whales selling, the price can go down in the short term. But over the long term, the whole point about Hex is that they incentivize a certain behavior that causes price to go up. And so if you incentivize a certain behavior, while in the short term you could deviate from that behavior, over the long term, as long as demand remains consistent or increases, you will get the behavior that you have incentivized, which is to cause the price of Hex to go up. And so if Hex goes on over the years to go to $1, $5, $10, would you have not have wished that you were staked and you could have more of an asset that appreciated greatly in value?
Yeah, 100%. But that's assuming it's gonna go up. Like I mean,
That's assuming it's gonna go up. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing. That's actually is assuming. Like right now, we have the biggest unstakes coming in.
That's right.
Major unstakes.
Yeah.
They wanted to actually unstake at the 55-cent region. Now they couldn't.
Yeah.
Like I think that's a pretty
It's
clear
massive.
example right
It's
now.
massive.
They wanted to actually sell all of this shit, but
Yeah.
they couldn't. They had instead of selling it at fucking. Can you go back to the chart real quick?
Yep.
Yeah, they couldn't really sell it. They 100% couldn't sell it because why? They got outrun. And now it's at 22 cent. It's like half of the money. I could have actually sold it at the top there. I don't really care how much checks I got on my. And that's I think even me and you didn't really fully get into this publicly, man. But I do think all these things are gonna be outran in the future, knowing that like hey, we got a bunch of stakes coming up.
Oh
so,
yeah,
but,
yeah. Like
No,
this is the market front running that extra supply. Yeah.
100%, and that's we're looking at the biggest unstake right now. Actually, not
history.
being able to sell it at the proper price they should have sold it at, and the top there. So now looking at the future, looking at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years from now, I guess my question would be to like if you're a Hex staker, like what are you assuming the price is going to be at in the future? What do you tangibly think the price is going to be at in the future?
Well, obviously,
or you selling it at?
Well, obviously, there's no way to know for sure. But what we do know is that there is a reason that Hex was the number one best performing asset in the world. It did an 8,000x in less than 2 years. There's a reason behind that. And the reason is the tokenomics. And while, yes, there are large whales that can sell the price down, the tokenomics have not changed. Hex incentivizes removing circulating supply through staking, where the bigger, longer, and earlier stake, the more interest you will earn, which removes circulating supply, which adds buying pressure, which causes the price of Hex to go up. And that mechanism, that incentive mechanism, is forever there. And so that is why we saw 8,000x price growth in less than 2 years. And the same mechanisms that brought it to an 8,000x are the same mechanism that still exist after this 55-60% sell-off. So
right, so it makes sense to hold it.
Right, yeah.
Hold it. Like I would gladly hold Hex. I'm gladly holding Hex, but just not staking it.
It's so crazy to me that you're not interested in.
I think this is a pretty
Hex.
clear example right there on the chart, man. I think it's pretty clear what my point is with that chart. Like even if we're looking at 5 years from now, you're actually entering right now. I think at one point, like you're kind of but these are just my thoughts, right? Maybe I just still don't fully understand what Hex is all about, man. But I think it's pretty important to also tell people that if you anywhere before the mid, if you're staking for 15 or 10 years or whatever, halfway through that commitment you're having, if you pull out, you might, like depending on the prices, of course, depending on how much Hex you got, of course, but you could be actually start eating into your principle as well. And I think there should be a discussion of what the risk is behind that. It is one of the most appreciating like crypto assets in the past, whatever, in a group.
It is the fastest appreciating asset in the entire world.
Exactly. Hex. But if you're looking at right now, How much of that is staked?
Uh, Roughly 10% of the total supply is staked. But also, man, just to finish off on one point you brought up very quickly, which is you said, look at with all these clusters of unstakes, the price is going to go down. But dude, we have a chart of future market supply. You can front run these unstakes and place an end stake before these large clusters of supply. Like you can front run these clusters. So it's not like you're having to stake blindly. No, you can choose to unstake a month or 2 or 3 before every large cluster of unstakes.
Yeah, but then again, who's gonna front run who? And then if you got what's that cluster right there? Like
Right
what
here?
year is that? Yeah,
2029.
2029.
Yeah.
So that's like 7 years from now. You don't think that's gonna change? Maybe like like you try to outrun, but
What
then
do you mean?
everybody's gonna try to
Oh,
outrun
yeah,
everybody.
exactly. The market is forever incentivized to kind of flatten out the to have less and less clusters. Yeah.
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 So no, I agree. I hold Hex. I'm just not into the staking aspect of it. I think the stakers are doing me a favor, by taking it out of supply.
Yeah.
I still hold it. That's pretty much what it is. And I see some
Sure.
say like Messi prefers being able to sell whenever he wants when price is up. He doesn't want to be stuck in a stake, which is actually a part of it too
Which
as
is
well.
fine. Yeah.
100%. I
Yeah.
agree. It's all
Yeah.
all depends on whatever you actually want from the investment you're in. But it's not only that. I'm just looking at Hex and like zoomed out in general. Like if the 10% of the stakers are doing a favor for the 90% to be able to monetize that 55%, selling at that 55% high they got there, as opposed to now the stakers, that have been in it for I don't know how long, are now, have to sell at the 22 cent as opposed to 55 cent. That's where my problem is with it. It's amazing, it's doing great. The feature is, I think we got to be very careful, or
But
not careful, or understand who's benefiting from the staking mechanism.
yes, but here's where my issue with your approach stems from, which is the whole point about Hex is that Hex is built to optimize and monetize for the thing that's been the most successful in all of crypto's history, which is the long term. Imagine if Bitcoin had a feature where you could lock up your Bitcoin for 10 years. How many more Bitcoin millionaires would there be? Imagine if Ethereum had a feature where you could lock up your ETH for 10 years. How many vastly more Ethereum millionaires would there be? Hex understands that the way you make the most returns in crypto is to hold longer than everyone else. Imagine if you had bought Ethereum and Bitcoin day one, you would have outperformed every single trader in existence. The
Mm.
long term brings the least risk and the greatest rewards, and Hex is built to monetize and optimize specifically for the long term. So if we all understand that the long term in crypto is where the most gains are, and longer and bigger and earlier pays better in Hex, then like you're entering a system that optimizes for the long term, which is where the most money is made. And so to not capitalize on that, I just think is opportunity lost. Where I think, yeah, man, there's
But
definitely
like that's the thing.
massive
Like, what if I just hold it?
yeah,
Like, why do I need
because
someone
there's
to
a
just
massive
penalize me?
opportunity loss
Why?
because you could be earning over 30% a year on an asset that over the long term is extremely likely to be one of the best performing assets in the world. Not to mention that very soon all your stakes could be doubled on Pulse Chain if you get in before the snapshot, meaning you could be earning an aggregate over 60% APY on the fastest growing asset in the world if you're staked. And you don't want to do that because of the short term. I mean, the
Not the
short term
short
always
term,
brings
man.
the
It's been how
least
long has
risk.
how long has Hex been out?
2 years,
2019.
less than 2 years.
2 years, right?
Yeah.
Then whoever actually has been in it for 2 years, let's just take an example. Now, the biggest cluster that came in actually had to lose a good 50% of how much they actually got. Let's say it was
Yeah.
let's say they made 1 billion by that time at the 55. So they couldn't. Why? Because everyone, the 90% that's not staked, that's actually utilizing the system, they're like, you know what? I think I'm about to sell this shit. And then boom. This is
But
what
this
we're
is
seeing with the price action.
this is a bad point specifically in your
How?
case, specifically for your case, because with you, us being the little guy, we can front run the big guys. We don't have to unstake when these big guys are staking. We can front run these guys by a couple months. And you're right. What if a whale comes in and chooses to unstake when you're staking? I mean, sure, that's the risk you take on. There is risk to this shit, man. This Hex is not without risk. Hex is highly speculative. If you choose to stake, you're locked in. You get massive penalties if you choose to unstake your Hex before your term is over. It's highly, highly volatile. There's massive risk with Hex, but it pays you with the best performing asset in the world and the highest consistent APY you can get in all of DeFi without third-party risk. Like, look, man, I don't want to go touch on too many points here, but I think it's also worthwhile mentioning that Hex is the play in all of DeFi where you can earn the highest consistent amount of yield without third-party liability. Because if you go in DeFi and you're trying to get yield on your crypto, I mean, you're lucky if you get 10%, 15%. And when doing so, you're taking on so much third-party liability with staking pools, lending, automated market makers. Whenever
And what's
you're
the
getting
what's the
yield in
risk?
DeFi,
What's the risk?
third-party liability that
Which
you
is
don't know if the smart contract you're putting your money in has been audited. You know, if you don't know if that pool is going to get hacked. You don't know if this automated market maker is going to get hacked. You know, Iron Finance was the thing that what's his name? He's the shark. Recently put a bunch of money and got hacked. Point is, whenever you're looking for yield in DeFi, there's massive third-party liability, and we both understand that risk is a very real thing that manifests itself. But in Hex, you're only interacting with the Hex smart contract. There's no third party, there's no pool, there's no staking mechanism, there's no outside third party that you're having to interact with. Hex is the thing that pays the highest consistent amount of yield without third party liability in all of crypto. Good luck finding something where you can earn 30% roughly for years on end.
There's a huge cost to that.
What?
Big cost. There's a huge cost to that.
To what?
To that, you know, you not being exposed to that third part liability.
I'm making the point that it's a massive benefit. What are you saying?
No, I'm saying there's a huge cost. Yeah, well, it's you locking up your shit for 10, 15 years and actually like not being able to move it whatsoever.
Right. But that you're missing my point entirely. I'm making the point that doing so is massively beneficial in Hex because you do not have the risk of third-party liability, where if you go and seek yield in DeFi, you're very often having to incur third-party liability when seeking yield, which is of extreme risk. Where in Hex, when you stake your Hex, you're only interacting with the Hex smart contract, so you don't have that extra added layer of some third party who's may not be audited, who's maybe susceptible to getting hacked. You don't have that in Hex. I mean, you can get high yield in Hex for a long time without that third party liability.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that liability is translated to something else with Hex. I don't want us to go too much. Yeah, it's not like a no, no, but okay, so sure, like there's no third party liability in Hex, but there's a bunch of shit.
But my point is, in Hex, usually when you're seeking yield, you have to worry about two or multiple factors, and Hex you just have to worry about one factor, which is the Hex smart contract.
Yeah, and you getting penalized and eating through your cost, even if you stake for 15 years. Hey, by the way, the first
other stakers.
It does, and it benefits me as a holder.
Yes, it does.
Me, I hold Hex.
Yeah,
and I could have easily sold at the top there. And look, I don't want anybody to come and hold my hand, so I don't have to. I don't get too scared and I have to sell it. No, I don't want to get penalized if I don't hold. I can hold it without being penalized. And then if we're looking at like a billion, like 1,000x that Hex is gonna make, it's okay. I don't want that extra fucking like 20%.
You don't want
okay.
It's not 20%. It's 30% plus on another chain, Pulse chain. So you could be earning well over 60% a year on the highest appreciating asset in the world, and you're like, I'm that ain't
60% a year.
You could be
you
well
think
over.
These guys right now, the biggest unlock that just happened actually got that 60% a year. They really made that much
because he's selling before Pulse Chain. That's why anyone selling right now is kind of
their
stake.
I'm talking about their stake, bro. I'm talking about their staking, bro.
But they could restake.
I don't want us to go too much into like circles. I guess I guess people want to also look at other things, so we'll kind of take a look at that.
I think people find this interesting, but go ahead if you want to kind of summarize and wrap up. And
if we're gonna summarize and wrap up, I still can't figure out the value of staking Hex fully. And besides you telling me is the biggest, most growing asset in the world, you don't want to get fucking paid. You're getting me to swear. I don't even swear on live stream, man. I'm worked up.
but this is a very silly point because I'm describing to you reality, and I'm also
And
describing
this
to you
right there in front
not
of me, I
only
couldn't have sold it at the 55 cent.
but
I
but
just
but
lost.
you don't have to be fully 100% staked, man. You could stake
Exactly. So okay. So there's
like
benefit to just holding Hex.
sure, yeah, but and again, all this is stemming from is from me wanting you to succeed as much as possible.
I don't
That's
give
where
a
that's where this is. I want you to make as much money and as much returns as possible. So when you say I don't really care about making 60% a year on the fast growing asset class in the world, it seems I'm flabbergasted.
Bro, it doesn't. You can keep saying that. You can keep saying that. Keep saying, oh,
Keep
you don't want to make
describing
money on the
reality
fastest growing asset in the world. Well, no shit.
because it
If I
is,
have a billion
and the
tokens,
same mechanisms that let us
if I
do that
have
are the
a
same mechanisms that
billion
exist
token,
today.
if I had a billion tokens available, and I only let you buy and sell 5% of that shit, I can get the price of it to go to $100. Everybody can do that, right? And then fastest growing asset in the world when there's nothing being bought and sold.
Yeah, it's
It's
very liquid.
fine.
Yeah. But here's the thing, man. You keep saying, here's what I'm hearing in response. There's risk with hacks. There's risk with hacks, and there is risk with hacks. But here's what I would hope I can get you to move towards. Where you're saying there's a lot of risk you incur when staking, which is arguably true, but there's also a lot of benefit. So what I wish I could convince you to do is maybe move towards a laddered stake where you can maybe remain mostly liquid, but have some percent of your bag stake. That way,
You know what? I'm
you have the
actually gonna do that
capability.
for fun. I'm gonna do that for
I
fun.
really wish you would.
I feel like
Man.
I want to run an experiment. Okay,
Yeah,
we should have something where we're staked and something where we're not. And I want to have the ability to sell these stops and out front run these like
front.
big stakes, which I know they're gonna dip before because it's clear that it did.
Yeah,
And we're gonna have some sort of experiment and see what we can do with the price, right? Because I feel like it's only nothing. We can keep on arguing about this shit, but it's pretty clear to me that stakers are kind of like the safety net against inflation.
they're holding
Hey,
up
by
the
the
line.
way, I'm not gonna stake me, the big boy, and Hex, Richard Hart, and all the minions. I guess we can't stake the original address, can't stake. But I'm gonna let you guys suck up all the inflation. Just delay it for me so I can have major dips like this. Right? This is a huge fucking dip. This is a major dip that just happened.
Yeah, just like we're seeing all
Everyone,
throughout its history. Yeah,
like, of course, but they got front run. These big stakes they couldn't sell. They can't sell at the
well,
top.
they can choose to sell if they want, but yeah, they couldn't sell
But
the
they
top,
can't. That's my point. They cannot sell at a good price. They
or they
couldn't. They
could just
can't.
wait and then sell when it's higher.
Sure, yeah, but they
Yeah.
just like literally they couldn't sell when the price was really good. They have to wait right now.
Well, man, for the people that got in day one, the price is still very good. Like Hex was
Sure.
how many tenths of a penny when it first came out? I'm sure those people are, even with this 50% drop, still aren't complaining.
Yeah, I know, but we're talking about the price opportunity. You're talking about opportunity of how much money you can make from this,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
And
then you just delay gratification and then wait a month or 2 or 3, and then it'll be in price discovery again.
because it's just gonna keep going up till the end of the end of times, and just like everything is just everybody's gonna like, be
This is a
millionaires.
speculative asset that will only grow if demand remains consistent or increases.
Like everything else, yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. I want more people to stake this shit. Please stake it. Stake it for me so I can just get my money value out of it. I want people to stake. I like Hex, to be
Let me
honest
ask you
with
something. Do you
I
think
love
you're gonna hold Hex liquid for 15 years? Do you think you're gonna have the ability to do that through 80% drops and
No,
100x
I don't want someone
pumps?
to come in and slap me in the hand if I do. I want him to take 45% of those.
But you're choosing to do that. You don't have to.
But bro, you can choose to do whatever you want. Let's just get past that. That's like, of course, right? We're talking about principles here, man. I want more stakers. I want stakers. I want people to stake it so I can actually sell this when I can or buy it when I can. But I like Hex. I love Hex. I love what Richard did, and I love stakers. And I think it's good to have some sort of, like we'll have some sort of experiment right now, right? Like it's okay, like if you're putting a stake right now for 15 years, put it. If you can't hold, put it. If you're really like emotional, put it. If you get scared easily, then put it. It's okay, and then you'll get penalized if you ever want to leave. no problem.
And you'll
I
get
think I can hold.
extremely high PY. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can hold, man. If I can hold, I feel like there's no point of just staking it. I'm gonna get billions
But
regardless.
you
It's gonna
keep
go up.
saying no point, but you keep neglecting the fact that you could earn over 30% APY a year. And then that's going to be doubled on Pulse Chain. So you could be earning what, 60,
I
70%?
don't care about Pulse Chain right now. We're talking
60,
about Hex specifically.
70% on the fastest growing asset in the world. And you're going to scoff at that. You're going to not say, hey, that's not worth putting in 10% of my bag to capitalize on
Yeah, temporary. Yes,
60% a
I'll
year
put
on
10%.
what's the fastest growing asset in the world. I'm not going to put 10% of my bag to capitalize on that.
Sure, yeah, sure. I can put 10%. That's not a
Okay,
problem.
well,
I'm just not putting all my bag
I
and
feel
just
happy for you. That feels like a win for me because I'm happy
yeah,
that you're
no, I
doing
will
what's best
stake.
for
I will
you.
stake. I will
Okay,
stake, but
yeah.
I'm not gonna say put in, your life savings for 15 years on this shit.
Sure,
That's what I'm
sure.
not gonna do.
But to
Yeah.
have nothing stake, it just seems very funny to me to be a hex holder. And the whole point of hex is to hold for long term and stake forever to capitalize on what's worked the best in crypto, which is holding forever, and then not have some amount stake.
Yeah. Yeah. See, they're coming into the room. They're like, "What are you guys talking about?
Yeah, are they
What are you
telling you
guys
to wrap it
saying,
up? Are
man?"
the
Yeah, they're
cleaners in?
saying
Like,
yo,
hey,
it's like, "Why the fuck are
you
you
know,
guys screaming, man?" But yeah, man. Look, I think we vented a bit
yeah,
with
I'm
Hex
glad we
right
got
now. I
that
think
done.
it's good to maybe
Yeah.
move on to something new
Like and
tomorrow.
subscribe.
Like and do all of that, guys.
Click the
I'm
little
seeing
buttons.
here.
Yeah.
It has no value if you don't understand it. Hex holders got wrecked. Sell your hex for ship. Probably smart. Okay, all right, man. Okay, man.
I think he's trolling.
Mirth, Red
I
Drum
hope he's
wrecked.
trolling.
Brendan's correct. If you got in early, you are still up, right? Like everything else in life, man. But I see
Yeah.
some people that wanted to talk about what else here. We got Neo. Someone wants to look at Cube. I got Cube pulled up, man, on my end.
Let's take a look, folks.
Maybe we'll look at
Whatever.
both.
If you guys have any suggestions for altcoins, let us know in the comments. Go ahead.
100%. I don't know what the hell Cube is. It looks like it's on Gemini here. Crazy movements, man. The past couple, what, 1, 2, 3, so 4 days ago on October 26th, how much did this shit move up? Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know what that is.
I don't even know what that is, man, but it looks pretty good, I guess. I don't know what happened, but this looks like some low liquidity thing that just literally skyrocketed. Because what are we looking at here? 700 or 829K volume. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't even know. I really don't know what Cube USD here is, but you can tell it's pretty much making an explosive price action. And if you're looking here from all-time highs from before, $5.89, it really shot up heavily, but then again dropped heavily after in the same day. So I don't know what really happened there. It came back down to retest this region, the $6 region, and now it's been pushing up. So
Yeah.
I do think there's some sort of I don't know about you, man, but you let me know. But there's probably going to be some sort of pattern that forms here that we need to wait on. I think the movement already happened. I would not jump into this straight away, but I would give it some time to see some. What if these guys just want to sell because it really did move up heavily.
Yeah, and look, we can stay on your chart there, man. All I would add is it's very difficult to do TA on a straight line up. So all I would really say is that it's obviously it's obviously important. It's obvious what is important here, which is holding on to that $5.90, $6 level. If we get any kind of higher time frame candles closing below that, then we could cough up the majority, if not the entire rally.
Definitely. Yeah, this is heavily manipulated. I don't even know who brought this up. China. What else we got here, man?
Well,
Cube,
let me bring
VRA.
up Cube VRA. We can do that, but before we do you mind if I bring some up here?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so this is a brand new. I was about to say low cap. I don't even know what the capitalization on this is. But this is a brand new gem, folks. This is called Gods on Chain. This is a gaming token, similar, at least in the same niche or same category as Axie Infinity. This thing just launched today. So this thing has been on my radar for a very long time. It just launched today on OKX and SushiSwap. So personally, man, I'm looking to start to dollar cost average my way into this thing. We've seen the potential of things like Axie Infinity. And so,
I've been seeing a lot of hype with Gods Unchained, man.
Yeah. It's one of those plays that seems to have kind of that backing. And so for me personally, I'm looking to grab some of the stuff just because we've seen what Axie Infinity can do. And I think this is from the hype I've seen, the notoriety I've seen, it seems like it could be a decent player in the niche. Again, I'm not a crypto gaming expert, but it seems to have enough notoriety and hype behind it where I think this thing looks interesting. So personally for me, man, I'm looking to buy kind of whatever dip I can get the first day. Probably after the live stream, I'll buy. If we can get at $5 or below, that would be great. And then
Right.
I'm going to be looking to kind of just watch how it develops, a couple days, couple weeks, wait for the pump and dump. And then once we see the first major sell-off, then I'll dollar cost average my way into this thing further. So personally, folks, just to get that exposure, if I can buy it at around $5 today, maybe after this live stream, I will. And then watch develop a couple days, couple weeks, see if we get that inevitable pump and dump. That
We're 100% gonna get that, man. I really think we're gonna get that.
Yeah, we almost always get that with new coins, and then once that dump comes, then go into it more heavily. So yeah. I just want.
I think so. Like, even in the beginning, like I think this chart pretty much like explains it. Like first day you pump so heavily, you probably spend the next day or so it dumps heavily, plays around for a bit for a long time, then makes some sort of like an organic move. So man, look, man, gaming, gaming crypto's been blowing up, and I think this one really has a lot of hype behind it. Especially, what did it start with? Like, what's the price of?
It started at 6, just over 6.13.
That's crazy.
And then went all the way to 4. Honestly, man, if we can get this thing around 4.54, I would definitely be buying it.
Me too.
And then wait how it plays out, a couple days, couple weeks. Wait for that massive pump and dump, which usually happens whenever anything new lists. And then once that first substantial dump happens, whether it's a 50%, 40%, 60% dump, whatever it is, I'll dollar cost average in more heavily after that first major correction.
Yeah, you're so cool, man. You got it.
Yeah, don't FOMO, folks. It's basically
don't FOMO, people. Chill money. I'm looking at like Cube is really shot up high, man. I don't know what I don't know how much it can go much higher than that. You gotta really give it some weight. Some time here, but you want to talk about VRA real quick? I see someone that actually wanted to talk about it here. But VRA, we're sitting at the 7.8 cent region. Looks like it's been moving pretty nicely, man. I think we can really see here what happened. Overall, look, if you don't know what's happening with the coin, you know what the coin is meant. The important price levels is where it's at. You look at the VPVR, you can tell here cluster of price action here. Look at the peaks again, somewhere around this region, somewhere in the bottom here, closer to the, what do we have here? The like 2 cent or 1.8 cent region, where it forms some sort of floor, and maybe somewhere here. Yeah, so like somewhere here around this region. And right now, looks like we're forming also somewhere closer to the 7.8 cent region. The same thing again. So the biggest cluster price action was actually close to 3.5 cent, all the way to the 4 cent region, which is somewhere here. And we see how we, that's the region where we had this previous breakout around this level, the 4 cent region. We came back up to retest, and I think somewhere like this here is what happened, right? And we broke back down, stayed for long. We went back up again to that same region, got shut down, and now we're above it. So look, it's doing pretty good. I can't really complain about anything here, but I do think it is overextended. So be careful. I do think there should be, some sort of, because you can see even specifically with today, there's a daily candle. You're seeing some indecision. You're seeing indecisiveness. Sorry. You're seeing that there's a bit of a battle. Wicks to the upside and the downside. If we move in a bit here, yesterday was pretty nice. Today, not so much. They're really battling this level right here, the 8 cent region. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen. But the fact that it's been uptrending, it's away from the EMA ribbon right here, which is our buy zone. I do think that's probably gonna get stagnate for a bit, retest this region at the 6 cent, and then we'll see what kind of price action develops there, man. But I definitely do think this is a bit too extended. There might be some short-term drop coming in for sure.
I think so, man. And if we can even zoom in further to kind of the 4 hour here, I think we can see pretty clearly why there's a case for a pullback here. I think there's a pretty clear double top forming here with a clear base of support around 7.6 cents. So if we kind of get any kind of higher time frame candle, 4 hour close below 7.6 cents here, I think a case for 6.8, and it's basically 6.5 cents. It makes a lot of sense. So so if we don't hold on to that, a decent pullback's very likely.
Big time, man.
Yeah, 10 to 15%. Yeah.
Okay, so what else we got here, man?
Well, man, look, we can keep talking about some altcoins here if people want, maybe some in the comments, or maybe we can touch on as well some of the altcoins we were looking at beforehand in terms
Right.
of what might be worthwhile investing long term, because I think that might be interesting as well.
I think so, man. If you guys want us to do that, we got 14 people watching. If that's something you'd want us to brush up upon, let us know. I see someone saying Somnium Space. Domar Mats is asking for Vechain. If you want to check Vechain, just go to the earlier, like in the beginning of the stream. You'll find us talking about Vechain there. But yeah, man, today in the morning we talked about what are we looking at here to add some couple, just a little bag of everything. You actually did mention Blank there.
Okay, yeah. So Blank, yeah. So by the way, Somnium Space, that cube thing, I think it looks like a gaming play. Correct me if I'm wrong there in the comments. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this seems like a gaming play.
That's wow. What is that, man?
It looks like a gaming play. It looks like what is this? Oh, this actually looks cool. Is this like a Sims kind of thing?
Looks like it. Yeah, you dress them up. They're pretty ugly, but definitely something to.
But this is my point, man. Like these gaming niches have the ability, the capability to do really, really crazy stuff, and that's why I think it's worthwhile to have something like Gods on our watch list. Because folks, look, this thing just came out. It's dumping right now. Might not be the worst time to.
Yo, this just really dumped heavily.
Yeah,
like right now.
Like this, I would be buying right now if you weren't live streaming. To be honest, like dollar cost averaging, like I would put 10% of what I want here, and then wait a couple days, couple weeks for the next major dump, and then dollar cost average on way in for.
Well, maybe let's just like summarize everything right now, and
so we can go buy some guns.
Let's just wrap it up, to see whatever. Like
we've been going for over an hour.
Yeah, definitely, an hour and like 15 minutes. So let me know, man, if you wanna, maybe mention those coins or keep that for maybe tomorrow or something like that.
Up to you, man. What do you want to do? If you want to mention,
let's just shut it down, man. Let's just shut it down.
We kind of want to buy some guns.
Yeah, 100%, man. Yeah, man. No, appreciate everyone listening. Appreciate your input.
Do I have OKX?
OKX?
Yeah, you do your thing. Wrap up here. I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
I'll do something.
Thank you guys for watching. Brendan's already off the stream right now. He's not really here. And appreciate you guys listening to us. Chill money. I do think it could really pump, man. I do see your comment here. Do this market cap is 100 million, max supply is 100 million, only on 2 exchanges. Don't disregard it. We'll definitely take a look at that, man. Take a look at that. We're looking to add more to our holdings here. And we're excited about a bunch of coins, including Gods Unchained, including what was it, the Casper network. We're talking about
even
the whole
Polkadot, man, with parachains coming soon.
The whole Polkadot ecosystem has been looking real thick, man.
Someone's saying, where can you buy Gods? If you sorry to interrupt you, man, but
go ahead.
If you ever want to know where you can buy something, go to CoinGecko, go to Nomics, go to CoinMarketCap, look up your coin, and if you scroll to the bottom, if you're on the desktop version, it'll show you a market section over here. So this will always let you know where something's listed. So God's currently just listed on OKX and Sushi Swap.
Right. There you go. There you go, man. That's where you can go and buy God's here. And let us know, guys. Maybe put, a comment on the live stream. Let us know for what coins you want us to take a look at even next time. We'll actually look at fundamentals and see what's going on. Look at this guy, man.
Folks, thank you all so much for being here. Do not forget to like and subscribe. We upload and we live stream regularly. We're letting you guys know all of the goods going on with new low cap gems. And whenever there's something very interesting happening with Bitcoin and Ethereum, like and subscribe. Click all the buttons. Become a VIP Discord member if you want access to what we're doing, what we're up to. I let our members know about Gods Unchained this morning. So if you remember, you could have potentially bought the bottom. So folks, consider checking it out. Get access to our Patreon. The link for that down in the description below. That's it for me.
That's it for me too, man. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Love you. Have a great day. Sorry for the clickbaity thumbnail we got there. Go drink some water, man. Meditate. Go walk. And
stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated, man. Definitely stay hydrated. Thank you, guys.
Stop putting your pinky
up, man.
I will pay you to stake it. If I give you some hacks, will you stake it?